Hello everyone and welcome to my Stampin Studio. I'm Tina Rappy and this is my Facebook Live for March 16th, 2022. I have a super fun card for you today. It is a fun fold card. It is a card with movement and let me just show it to you. So it's this. This is a peekaboo slider card. Okay, so when I open this up and it's, hang on, let me, it's kind of weird opening something backwards. Okay, so right now you see the tulips there, and we are going to open it up. There's the slider. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to make this. So let me cover up the lens so you don't get all crazy and full of motion sickness as I turn and flip things down and around. I'm so excited to show this to you guys. I played around with it a bit. I had a class last night and I showed those at the class how to make this. They really enjoyed it. So yeah, I thought it would be great to share with you guys. All right, let's get this. Okay. All right. So I just want to make sure that everything's centered. Okay, so again, here's the card. Okay. And when you open it, that slides in. Okay, I did up the measurements, so I will end up putting this on my blog. So it has the measurements for each of the 3 parts here. And yeah, so this uses the Flowering Rainbows stamp set and the dies that go with it. Now, where did I just put my parts? Oh, right, they're right here in front of me. Okay, so we're going to start out, and I wrote myself a little cheat sheet of what is the easiest way to do this. So, first of all, we have a piece of basic white. This is going to be the inside of the card. So I'm going to keep flipping back and forth so you can understand what's what. It is going to be this portion of the card, okay? And it measures 4 1/4 by 8 1/2, and then it's scored at 4 1/4. All right, so I have it scored like this. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the 2 1/4 inch circle punch. Now you could use like the layering circle dies and things like that, but I think a punch is always quicker. Okay, so my fold is over here on this side. The fold is on my left, and I'm going to take the punch and I'm going to do it from the top. So again, my fold is over here. I'm actually going to move this whole thing a little bit closer to me. There, then I won't have to stretch. Okay, so my fold is over here. This is the top of the card. So I want to insert this in all the way. And then on this side, again, the fold is here. On the side without the fold, I'm going to go so that it is about 1/4 inch sticking out from the punch. Okay. And what I want to do then is I want to start punching, but I'm going through 2 layers here, so you can't really very easily punch like you normally do with a punch. So I've just started it so it bites into the paper. Then I'm going to turn it. Let me get it to the edge. Okay, turn it and then push hard. And so now we've gone through both. Okay, so like this. And that is the inside of the card. Then we're going to stamp the inside of the card. So I have Flirty Flamingo. And then I have the flower pot here. So let me get this inked up, and this is going to go down along the bottom like that. Okay, I'm going to set that aside because we'll use it. And then we're going to put some little daisies in here. So we're using this image. And Daffodil Delight. Okay, when you're stamping this, you don't want your flowers up above the pot. You want them to kind of fall into the pot a bit. There we go. All right, so we've got that part done. All right, so the inside is done and we have this. Now we have the back of the card, and let me show you here. So we have the front flap and then we have the back flap. So this is the back flap, and this measures 4 1/4 by 5 3/4, and then it's scored at 5 1/2. So we just have this 1/4 inch little tab there. I'm going to, where did I put my bone folder? There it is. So on these, with this card, we want to really fold these very crisply on the fold lines, because there's a lot of movement to this card and we want things to lay as flat as possible. Okay, so we have that, and then I'm going to get the tear and tape out. Hi everybody, thanks for joining me. All right, so the tear and tape is going to go on that little tab like that. And it's pretty much the width of that 1/4 inch that's left there. Okay, so we have that. And then what we're going to do, and I want to show you here. Okay, so see here, this is the tab right here. We're going to take this that we've done the stamping on, and this is going to go like this. Does that make sense to you? I hope so. All right, so let's peel this off. Now the nice thing about this video, when you can always come back to it after I post it on YouTube. You can always come back to it and watch it now, get your measurements and all that stuff. And then as you're actually making it, keep coming back to it and then stop it so that each step of the way you can do it. So I peeled off the backing of the sticky strip. Here's where it's sticky. And this is going to go right on top. So it's going to be easiest for me because I can't lean right over it because the camera's in the way. So I am going to bring it up here this way. All right. Okay, so see, that's where the tab is, and then this opens like it's a book. Okay, next I'm going to take a piece of Whisper White. This is going to be for this part of the card. Okay, so what I want to do, let me grab my adhesive. I just want to put just a little bit of adhesive on here, just a tad, to hold it in place. I'm going to open this up and center it on here where it would end up going, like that. So just a tad on there. And then I'm going to close this up, and I have just a pencil, and I'm going to just lightly mark the top, the bottom, and the sides of where the circle is, so that when I open this up, I can see where the circle is. Now the reason we're doing that is so that we make sure that our stamped image is going to fall inside that circle. All right, so I've got some Granny Apple Green, and I've got the stems here. Now, if you look and you notice, here's the bottom. But if we look at this image, how's it going to be best for you to see it? Okay. I don't want to pay attention to this bottom part of the stems. I want to pay attention to this part of it. Okay. So my line is right here. I want to make sure that this whole thing is down just below that line. The other thing that I want to make sure that I do is pay attention to the stems themselves and not the leaves, because the stems are where the flowers attach to. So I'm going to, again, here's my line. So I've got it right here. And then I'm looking from side to side on these other little tick marks that I made, and looking to see that my stems are centered within that. And then I'll stamp down. Okay, like that. And then I'm going to grab a blender pen. And with this, I am just going to color over this because I prefer to have the leaves appear to be green instead of green with a lot of white. And so I am just blending in the green that I have already stamped just to color the leaves in. I hope that makes sense. You know, I know what I'm trying to say. I just don't know if it comes off clear or not. Now, I am offering a deal. Whoops. I am offering a special deal this week. If you place an order of $35 or more on my website, which is stampinstudio.com, using the host code right here, N94ZDCRT, I will send you a kit to make one of these cards. Now, of course, you would need the stamp set and everything, but I will have the punching done for you and everything. Okay, so I have colored that in. And then we're going to use the tulips that go on here. Okay, so with the tulips, and if you notice on my card, we've got different colors going on here. So, get these all open. And there it is. What I want to do, I have sponge daubers. And, okay, that's a green one. I don't need that. This one is yellow. So I am going to pick up the Daffodil Delight. And that is going to go on these over here on this side. So I am just sponging it on with a sponge dauber on the first two tulips over here. Okay, then that one is done. Let's see what color we have here. This is the Flirty Flamingo. And I just stuck my finger in the ink. Okay, same thing with the Flirty Flamingo dauber right on top of the center 3 tulips. And then, come on, as I chase it around. Okay, and then this one is the Bermuda Bay, and that will go on the last ones. It's nice because the size of the tulips works great with the sponge dauber. All right, so we have that. And then I'm going to just huff on it. So moisten it with my breath. And then I am going to hover over so I can look and see where each stem is and have it fit in the appropriate spot. All right. Okay, like that. So we still have our little tick marks. I'm going to take the eraser on here now and get those off. Okay, now I can secure this down all the way. And the reason I didn't secure it all the way is because if I made a boo-boo, I could still flip it over to the other side. Now you could, depending upon how you did it and what colors you used and what stamp set and everything. This could be white and you wouldn't even need to add this piece. But you know me, I like layers. All right, so we've got that. And now when we close this, do you see how the whole thing is centered there? Okay, we're nearing the end. We're making it easy now. Okay, so the next thing that we want to do is our front piece. And so this measures 8 inches by 4 1/4. And then we scored it at 4 1/2, or I'm sorry, at 5 1/2. Okay, so it's going to go this way, and that would bend back. All right, this is going to go on the top here. So what I want to do is just in the little corners, just a little bit of the adhesive, and put it right on top of the white piece. Okay, so we've got like this. Okay, the reason we're doing this, we need to get the circle on the front in the exact same spot as the circles here. So by attaching this, now I can insert this, make sure everything is perfectly lined up, get it started, and push. Okay, I'm going to take this off because remember I just tacked it on there with a little bit. And I'm going to set that aside. And then next, I have a piece of Whisper White that I have run through the, let me remember what it's called, the embossing folder. It is called, hang on, I've got it right here. Tasteful Textiles. So it's one that just gives a really nice feel to it. This is going to go on here, but again, we're going to just tack it to begin with. So just a little bit. All right, and this will go right on there. All right, we're going to do the same exact thing, flipping it over. Getting that all lined up, and then punching. And again, like I said, you could use dies. I just find everything is quicker if there is a punch to go with it. All right, this is coming off. Now we're just working with this piece. And I have some of the, whoops, the sheer Pool Party, I think it's Pool Party, yep, Pool Party ribbon. So with this, we're going to make a bow. All right, so we've got a bow here, and we want to attach it to this piece so that the bow is right underneath the circle. Okay, so notice how I have a short tail over here, and then over on this side I've got a longer tail. Let me just snip that off. And the reason the one tail is longer than the other is because the circle is not in the middle. Okay, and the way that I like to secure these is some adhesive on the back where the ribbon is going to go. And center that ribbon under the circle and wrap those ends on both sides. Come here. Like that. Okay. And then I saved you some watching time. I stamped the boots in Daffodil Delight on So Saffron paper. And then I used the coordinating die. Whoops, let me get that. And just die cut that out. Okay, so we have this. And then we're going to use a generous amount of dimensionals here. All right, I'm going to set this aside for just a minute, and we're going to put the rest of this together now. Okay, so this, now that it has the bow on it, is going to go on the front of the card. And so we want to get adhesive all the way around those circles. And all over the edges as well. Okay. All right, so we have that. And then remember, we've got this part. So we're going to close this up. And this is going to go directly on top of it. All right, so on here, we want to put adhesive on all four sides. Come on. Wouldn't this make a cute Easter card too? I think that would be fun. Or a birthday card. I mean, anything with this peekaboo slider card. Okay, so I've got it around all 4 edges, and then I've got it around the circle. And so now I am going to match up those edges and the circle itself. Okay, we've got that. What's with this, huh? What's with this? Well, you're going to fold it inside, and when you open this, that piece slides right in. So we want to slide it all the way like it is. And then I have the sentiment from this stamp set and Bermuda Bay ink. And we are going to center this on here. Live life in full bloom, like that. Okay, so when we close it, that slides back out and it shows our tulips. Now, let's go ahead and put the rain boots on here. Right there. So there is our peekaboo through the hole, our peekaboo slider card. Okay, and you want to make sure that you don't attach any of the rest of it together because it won't slide. But here it would be in an envelope, and the recipient gets it and says, oh, that's a beautiful card. And then they open it up and then they go, wow, check that out, right? So it seems like it's complicated, but if you break it down into the little steps, that's all that it takes. And so you can watch the video over and over again to see how to do it. But like I said, this week, so through this Sunday, which is, Sunday is the 20th of March, any orders that you place through my online store at stampinstudio.com, if it's an order of $35 or more and you use this host code, I will send you a packet to make this. Okay, it will not have the stamping on it, but I will do the embossing and I will do the circle here. You may have different ribbon because I just noticed I'm getting really low on this ribbon, but it will be something that coordinates with it. So, yeah, if you're interested in that, then place an order by Sunday for that. So I want to thank you guys for taking a little time out of your day to spend with me in my Stampin' Studio. And so, until we meet again, enjoy life, stamp something, and eat chocolate. Bye-bye.